All right,
Ready?
I'm checking it, Greg. God, it's like you don't even listen.
Check it.
I'm checking. Everybody just talk for a minute while it tries to pull up and show me what's happening.
Talk.
Okay?
Check it. Talking
at the same time. Talking at the same
Always
time.
gonna talk. Never gonna stop talking. We're both talking. And
Never gonna
we're
give
both
you up.
Greg and
Always
I
gonna
have
fill
the
you up.
biggest dicks.
Same word. Yeah, big dick.
It didn't show up on my
dick
when it
width.
started.
Big wide dicks.
What?
Little big dicks, but they're really wide.
I need to read and Flippo to talk, not just all these dicks in Greg's mouth.
So many dicks in his mouth. Yum, yum,
Greg
yum.
and Tim's
Get
mouths.
Meow, 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 meow.
I'm still missing Reed.
I assume we're ready. Okay. Well, let me start the recording over. So
I am here. Can you hear me?
Swear, it looked like you were trying to make us hear your munching or something for your mic check.
I kind of thought the same thing. I was like, is he just hoping that I could hear him chew?
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
all right, ready?
All right, we're good.
3, 2, 1. We're talking, and now. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Cave Complainers. Joining me, as always, are the complainers. We have Devin, we have Reed, Tim, and Flippo. I am your host, Greg, and today is Tim's obligation every year to do a Talk Anime episode. And he has chosen 3 anime.
So you're not the host.
This is a lead up. He has chosen 3. He has chosen
Greg's
3
my
animes
fluffer right now.
Yeah, he has chosen 3 animes.
Yeah, he got promoted.
But before we do that, we have Devin's thoughts. Now, Devin.
Yeah.
I've needed a Devin's thought this week.
I've got one that I think isn't going to disappoint you, Greg.
Okay, I really hope it doesn't. I need it. I need it badly.
Okay. So here's
ketchup
here's
with the gravy.
No, that's not what I was going to ask, but it is very similar to that. Okay. So, what kind of condiment would you call ketchup?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Like,
hold on. A condiment. There's no subcategory of condiment. What are you talking about?
So, is it just a sauce? Is it a gravy? Is it
a sauce? It's a sauce.
What? Why?
Because it says it on the bottle.
So
it's a sauce.
Also, you don't. Well, I don't.
I've got a bottle that says beard growth, and it doesn't do that.
I don't think you necessarily cook with it. So to be a sauce, you put it on things separately. So ketchup kind of is a sauce. You put it on
here's my question. If you were to take like raspberries and you mushed them up, what would they like? What would they be then? What would they be classified as?
It'd be a
jam.
A glaze.
Jam.
Okay.
Jam.
Are jam and sauce the same thing?
No.
Okay, because here's my question.
You want to know why? Because one is called jam, and one is a sauce.
Okay, well here's the deal. Is it only because the raspberry is a fruit?
No.
And it's a jam?
Tomato's a fruit. Come on.
I
man.
know. So shouldn't ketchup be more like a jam?
No, it definitely.
Why?
Be a jam.
Why?
Hey, there is a definition for jam and something to be jelly.
What is it?
To be jam, it still has to have the fruit preserve in it.
Okay. And what about jelly?
I think it's just. I don't know the definition of that one. I think it's just sugar mainly.
That's probably what ketchup is sugar.
It's vinegar.
So why don't F you. I've censored myself. So no, are you sure? Are you sure it's not sugar?
Gelatin that gets added to jam?
It sounds about right. Again,
like
thoughts can be answered by Googling.
Yeah, well, you're my Google. I think because when I have other thoughts that can't be answered by Google, you guys are like, that's just your opinion, man.
Ketchup is a sauce technically, because it has few cooked and blended ingredients, so it is a sauce.
So what makes jelly a jelly?
All right, let me Google that.
Yeah, Google that, man.
Why is jelly?
Also look up if like gravy is a sauce, because that is
Ooh.
few and
Do that.
Or
I'm gonna Google that one.
hear me
cooked ingredients.
hear me out.
I guess
Is
it's the
gravy a
consistency.
jam?
I think it's about consistency.
Ooh.
It says jelly is made from cooking fruit juice, sugar, pectin, until it sets into a firm consistency. So I think it's all about consistency.
So
You
well,
don't
also
put
jelly you
pectin
just said
in
it's fruit
ketchup.
juice, but then jam has to have the fruit preserve in it.
Okay.
I know that much.
The question Reed has been waiting for. Gravy is a type of sauce. And so if you have agreed that ketchup is a sauce, ketchup can be a gravy.
No.
Yes.
No, it's not. No.
Yes.
No, Devin, listen. They fall under the same category, but they're still two separate things.
But
Ketchup is not a gravy. Ketchup is a sauce.
Yeah.
Gravy is not ketchup, but gravy is a sauce. That can't.
Yeah.
no, that's not how that works.
All right.
If it's under the same category,
Google is ketchup a gravy?
I will.
'Cause you just looked up, is gravy a sauce? You have to lay down the law on this.
There you go.
This is the biggest episode of all Cave Complainers. We're finally getting down to the brass task. Is it? I don't even trust you reading it.
It's called ketchup is known as the Irish gravy.
I don't want to know what
sorry, I don't live in Ireland.
Get out of here.
I don't care. It's what it
American
says. Granted, I'm also on Microsoft Bing, so let me go to Google.
Microsoft Bing.
Okay, the least reputable one.
I can release credible.
Is ketchup
Even
a
Ask
gravy?
Jeeves is better than Bing.
Yeah. I did like Axe Jeeves.
It was really
I
nice
like
having a
Ask
little
Jeeves.
butler on the side of the screen.
I know, yeah, that's why I liked it. I just wanted the butler to tell me things.
It made me
That's all I
feel
wanted.
powerful.
Yeah. Like I was worth something.
Jeeves, give me a milkshake.
Would you like a paperclip
Well,
on
I
the
can't
side?
get you a milkshake, but here are places that do have milkshakes.
Okay. This is just giving me a bunch of recipes.
Okay.
All
Well,
right,
Harder. Google
Here,
harder.
I can't find anything, but what it says,
Google harder.
but it is ketchup a sauce or a gravy? If we go by the food historians, ketchup is a sauce. So that ends your argument there. It's
Gravy is a sauce.
great, but they're not the same, Devin.
Yeah,
they're two
They
there's
are
different
the
sauces.
things, as
They're
I said
multiple
earlier.
It
different
doesn't matter.
sauces.
It doesn't matter. The subcategory is sauce. Like
No.
if it's like sauces, and then
Look.
it says like gravy, and then
Okay.
I think this is what
Which one is hot sauce, Devin? Is it a gravy or is it a ketchup? Huh?
it's
Yeah.
Where are you gonna put that cayenne sauce? Where am I gonna be putting my Cholula?
All right.
Where's that
I
gonna
think
be
I
put
need.
in?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
definitely-
pick-
okay. Here, let me be fair about this then,
Frank's
because technically,
hot red
what a gravy
gravy.
is something that thickens over time, right? It's a sauce that is thickened up, right?
Cool.
So, ketchup can be a gravy because you do that same method when you're cooking certain dishes.
Okay, let me lay
No!
this down for you like this. Let me lay it down for you like this. Chocolate sauce. Is basically the same thing as what you're saying. That gravy, ketchup, and chocolate sauce
Yeah.
are the same thing.
It's a gravy for strawberries.
I think what you're discussing
Stupidest
is
thing I've ever heard.
you choosing the wrong foods for the sauce to go on.
Gravy for strawberry.
Like, would you put ketchup on?
That's the
would
next
you put
sticker.
ketchup on ice cream,
No.
but you would put chocolate sauce on ice cream.
Okay.
Okay, so that's where
No,
It's the
so
same concept.
let me correct you. Let me correct you. I would put chocolate gravy on ice cream.
What makes chocolate
Would you-
gravy, man? You can't just throw out
Would
something
you
crazy
put-
like that.
They're the same
Would you put
thing.
ketchup on ice
They're
cream?
not.
I think
I've heard that people have.
Devin,
It
I
is
know
not
where
a
you
taste-
live.
Okay,
I'm
would you
not
put
about to
chocolates-
come hit you.
all right. whatever.
Would you put chocolate syrup on mashed potatoes?
Don't tempt him.
I know he might.
I might. I would be willing to give it a shot.
Ugh, you disgusting freak.
Hey,
Anyway.
if you're not open-minded enough to give anything a try at least once, then get out of my face.
That's fucking disgusting.
All right, Devin.
Why?
I'll remember that
Okay.
phrase.
Would you ever eat like bugs from a cultural dish that had bugs in it?
How about this, Devin? Next episode, I want you to make some mashed potatoes, put chocolate sauce on it, and eat it live on camera.
Hey, if I'm going to do that, you need to buy my mashed potatoes and my chocolate sauce.
I think
They're like $1. Get some
I know.
instant mashed potatoes.
Yeah, for real.
I know. It took you like 6 years to buy a stand for your mic, man.
Hold on. Did you make mashed potatoes today? Do it right now.
No. Because all those mashed potatoes are for my lunch.
Because those are delicious. Anyway. Okay, well, I think your thought should end there.
There was like 6 different thoughts.
Are you
man.
proud of his
They
thought?
all strung
Anyway.
together.
I also have a thought that I wanted to add on.
Good, let's make him feel bad about himself too.
Well, my thought is, I think Jumanji is beatable. With
that's
the right
That's an opinion. That's an
No,
opinion, Greg. That's not a thought.
Well, all right. Do y'all think Jumanji is
Okay, in what way? What do you
That's
mean?
a question.
Like
That's
the
not a
board
thought.
the board game Jumanji? I was watching it the other day, and I was just
Which one?
The first one, the Robin Williams one. But I think that game is probably really easy to beat. Like, yeah, it was scary to see, but I do think it's beatable. Like, the only thing that would suck would be the hunter coming out constantly hunting you, but even that is beatable. Like, one of the flaws in that movie is they don't really fight back to the hunter. I think if you had a gun as well, you could really easily level the playing field.
especially
And the
if
gun
you have
can
like
be
one
used,
of our modern day guns.
yeah,
You just
and the gun
spray
can be
18 bullets at him. He's like, all right, I give up, man.
Hey guys, it's board game night. Guess what we're playing?
No,
Jumanji.
not
Everybody
again.
come scrapped.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying, like you could use the gun for just about everything in Jumanji. It's a very easily beatable game.
A stampede of
And-
zebras. Pow, pow, pow. Oh. They
Don't they get
don't
attacked
wanna
by
make
plants? Like man-eating plants at some point?
Yeah, shoot the plant or light it on fire. It's a plant, and I'm just saying the game is easily beatable.
If you are prepared, Greg, are you prepared that if you were to play Jumanji like right now, would you have the things in your house to survive? Or
I
like,
have-
as easily as they did.
I have the Lion-O sword right behind
It's
me.
the real
Is it
one.
sharp?
If
has
he
all the
screams
power.
the phrase, he gets the power.
Yeah, and I have a Thor's hammer and a fake gun on the wall. So I think,
Quick gun.
What about you turn into a monkey?
okay, you're a monkey till you beat the game. That's fine.
Keep rolling.
You
it
just
up.
get a tail that helps
Yeah.
you with things.
Don't get bit by the weremonkey.
Yeah, all I would need to do is just rip a hole in my pants so my tail doesn't hurt, and I'm good to go. I'm just saying the game is beatable. They made a bigger deal than they needed to.
Well, that's not fair because they did beat it.
I know,
So
yeah. I'm
there
just
we
saying,
already knew it was beatable.
but it's not hard, is what I'm saying. I think the game is incredibly easy to beat.
Incredibly, but
Incredible.
it's doable.
Well, also,
It's-
like, really? How often did they
Modern
actually have the board game on them? Because didn't they, like, lose it a lot? It was, like, taken, or they, like, dropped in the river,
All
or
right,
some bird stole it.
Easy solution. Don't be a klutz. Keep the game on your possession, and you're going to do fine.
Plus, what are the chances of birds like, hey, big plank of wood? I really want that, and like, just take it off your person.
Well, it was one of the birds from the game, and so maybe that's their whole goal is, oh, I'm here, time to mess with the players and steal the board.
I
What-
will say, if
You got
If
sucked
you're
into
playing-
into the board game.
what if I get sucked into the board game?
Yeah, well, if you did, or what if you're Robin Williams and get sucked in for however 20 years or whatever it was?
Well, that was going to be my next point. It would be a lot harder if you were playing by yourself. But I think if you had I think if all of us played Jumanji, we could beat it in an afternoon.
I am an Eagle Scout.
Always prepared.
Yeah. Devin would be cannon fodder for the man-eating plant.
I beg to differ.
And the rest of us would just play the game. All right. Well, that was my thought. Anyways, let's go on ahead and get into the topic. Tim, the floor is yours.
All right. I don't know how I can follow up that riveting discussion, but I will definitely try.
I got heated.
Yeah. It got really oddly personal.
That's what we need, man.
Yeah.
I'm kind of scared.
Devin violated my brain.
Chocolate sauce is a great.
So last week I had you guys watch the first episode of 3 different animes. The first one being Blue Exorcist, because Blue Exorcist just got their 3rd season release last month, January, on Crunchyroll. Solo Leveling, which is a super hyped up. It started off as a light novel in South Korea. And then it got super hyped up and got its own anime adaptation, which was released last month as well. And then the last one is Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy, which also got its 2nd season last month. And so, what's up, Devin?
What's a light novel?
It's basically a book. It's a book about anime characters, essentially, manga.
Oh.
In that
Okay.
kind of narrative. So if you watch any anime, there's bound to be a light novel for it. So think of any anime you have and then just type in that anime and then type in light novel afterwards. You'll probably find some.
So like a manga?
It's not a manga because mangas are like comic books. Light novels are like novels.
Light as in like short?
No, I think it's like weird word, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know where the word light comes into play there, but it is a book about the manga or anime.
Okay.
But anyway,
It's written word.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's like
got
the
it.
Bible, except better.
Yeah.
So,
Well, hey now. Whoa.
Shit.
Whoa now.
whoa.
Come on,
whoa.
God. Fight him.
Reed,
What
put
are you
those
gonna
guns
do?
away.
Yeah.
So,
Jesus, come down and fight Tim.
yeah.
And tell us the deal with gravy and sauce.
Tim, your door's opening.
Before you
Tim, your
go-
door's opening.
My door's opening? Oh, God. Oh,
Oh.
okay. I
It was
just
good. I got
shout out.
scared.
What's going on?
I'm just here
wanted
for regular.
I wanted to ask you guys before we started going into any of these, which of those 3 were your favorite? Because I only asked you to watch 1 episode. Did any of you guys watch more than 1 episode of any of them? What'd you watch?
I wanted to, but I didn't have time.
Yes.
Well, okay. Greg has his hand up, Devin.
For me, I started with Moonlit Fantasy, and I think it's weird enough that I could probably watch more of. But what I watched 5 episodes of Solo Leveling.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Solo Leveling. I thought it hooked me, like you had said earlier at the beginning of the pre-show, saying that none of the first episodes are interesting enough.
Yeah.
I thought the first episode of Solo Leveling was definitely interesting.
I'm trying
Like,
to remember
whenever,
the end of the first
100%
episode.
agree.
Is that when the statue
The statue,
kills?
yeah,
Like,
the
with
statue
laser?
kills. Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
and then what's his name? He's like, "We're all gonna die." And right at the end of the episode, I was just like, "Oh shit! Well, I need to know what happens now." And so, like, then I watched the second episode, and I was like, "Oh damn, what happens now?" And so, like, I kept watching it. So I'm definitely going to finish Solo Leveling.
Mm-hmm. Which
Yeah,
one
but
did you?
that's one that I watched.
Which one did you watch additional episodes for, Flippo?
Same one.
Oh, Solo Leveling. And then Devin, you said
So-
that
Solo
you
Leveling.
wanted to, but you didn't have time. Which anime would you have watched additional episodes?
Solo Leveling.
Oh, okay. Reed, did you even watch the episodes?
No, because the last time we talked, I didn't. In our messages, I didn't see the list of animes.
Oh.
But the last thing we talked about was Delicious and Dungeon, and I've been watching that on my lunch breaks,
Oh,
and I'm caught up on that.
has it
so
made you hungry?
if that comes up, I can definitely chime in there.
Okay.
Does it make?
Is that the cooking one?
Yeah. We can talk about it, Reed.
Yeah, you guys
Say
can have
what?
like a small little portion at the end. But if you guys like cooking animes, you should watch.
Little entree.
What's it called? Oh, Shokugeki no Soma, which
No.
translates to like food fight or something.
I feel like I've seen those pop up on like Facebook Reels, and it's only this episode where like
Food Wars.
this girl, is it the one where the girl is like helping this guy make a milkshake, and it sounds like porn if you're not looking, if you're not watching it.
It's 100% that one.
100%.
In the first episode, he feeds someone some fried rice, and it rips their clothes off, and like.
They have an orgasm.
I kind of want to watch it just to make fun of it.
Well, it has nothing to do with porn, though. It's all like, and it's actually a good anime. But
I got excited.
There are scenes where I'm just like, I hope nobody's here watching me watch this.
I hope my headphones don't die all of a sudden.
I got excited when it was in the first episode of Moonlit Fantasy. Because I said it took 15 seconds for boobies to show up. And I got really excited. I was like, oh, Tim chose a primo anime. And it's definitely really silly. But I definitely I would have loved it more if we had watched like an anime where you got to close your door. He's like, don't come in.
I'll try and remember that for next time.
Food Wars next time.
Yeah, Food Wars. But that one's already completed, and the reason why I chose these were they all had new seasons or a new series.
Yeah.
So it's
and these are all found. These are all found
on Crunchyroll.
Yeah, just only on Crunchyroll. Okay.
I'm sure you can find them other places, but right now all their releases are just on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Solo Leveling first, since you guys enjoyed that the most. It actually started out, like I said, as a light novel, which is basically a book, back in like 2016, and then it was adapted to a webtoon. And that's actually when it started picking up traction. It was adapted to a webtoon in like 2019. I don't know if you guys get those targeted ads on your Facebook where it's like weird anime stuff, weird manga stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Nope.
I saw Solo Leveling a lot, like a few years ago. Like it was just every other feed on my Facebook. But I never read it. I'm not really interested in webtoons. I'm not really interested in reading light novels. I'm not even interested in manga, honestly. But I wasn't even gonna watch it. My friend Adam, who Devin and Reed both know, he suggested it. And he was like, oh, you're going to love it. I'm like, will I? He's like, yes, it's so good. I'm like, is it? I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I agree. Like it gripped me instantly. Like this, I was not expecting, because again, I follow very little anime, so I knew nothing about any of these going in. And whenever it flips into the whole this is a video game kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so like that really like threw me. I was like, oh shit, okay, great. And so like it's compelling and interesting enough that I'm just like, I need to know more. And so it was really interesting.
What's up, Reed?
I was just going to ask you, what made you shy away from it at first because of its origins of being a light novel, and that's just not where you that's not where you start your animes, really?
Yeah, not that specifically. It was the webtoon. It's when it turned into a webtoon, because I remember specifically reading the description for it before scrolling past the post. And it was like, follow along as Sung Jin Woo clashes along with the titans of Under-Earth. Learn as he loses his mind. And I'm like, okay, calm down, guys. Done. It seems so cringe. And to be honest, it is kind of cringe. In like episode 4 or 5, Greg, whenever he gets ambushed by that one party.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it gets a little cringe at points. What's up, Dave?
My thoughts were that
must be
in
in
the beginning,
5. I stopped at 4.
I wasn't gripped in the beginning, because when they did the things with the ants, I was like, okay, I don't quite know what's going on. And then they jumped to like the future, and I was like, okay, I don't quite know why the ants were important, and maybe that's the thing that happens later.
I honestly don't know either. They happened, and I don't think it was in the future. It was like 3 months in the past or something.
Yeah.
It's not like far in the future.
I
Oh,
thought it was going to be another fantasy anime,
Oh,
and it wasn't.
they
And so, like with the whole ant thing, I was like, "Oh, it's another fantasy." And then it like went into real life. I'm like, "Oh, this is good."
For those of
Yeah,
you
I
at
don't know.
home, it is not real life. It's still anime. He
Well,
means
Um,
modern day.
Yeah.
I also
They do mention, while you're thinking about that, they do mention that
yeah.
island in the second to last newest episode that came out. I don't remember specifically what they said, but they mention it. I don't know if you caught it, Greg.
No.
Well, then.
I appreciated it being in English
Yes.
because I watched it late at night and I did not have the mental capacity to read and try and keep up with what was happening.
Hey, I know who my friends are. I specifically chose animes with English
Nice.
dub.
Appreciate
I would also like to point out that I feel like Jinwoo, that was his name, right?
Yeah, Sung Jinwoo.
He fights like I imagine Greg does in the beginning, where he's like, I only survive because I hide and then I pick off the weak ones that are all alone. And that's how I imagine Greg fights.
I'm still standing, baby. So I mean,
Yeah.
it works. It works.
He's gonna become the
32
world's
years.
strongest.
Yeah, I've gotten 32 years on this earth and have never gotten gout.
Another
So
5 years, and I'll be 37.
It's coming, Greg. It's coming.
It'll strike me hard and fast.
What did you think, Flippo? What gripped you into solo leveling?
Right off the bat, the damn gore in that son of a bitch was like, oh, this is intense. This can get intense real quick.
Yeah, I agree. That
And
like,
that is
the
like
main
low.
reason- That's the main reason why I stayed too. I was just like, once like blood showed up whenever they were being attacked by ants, I was like, oh, this is gonna be good.
And then like this peon is just getting just like
Wrecked.
nothing's coming out.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And then
Yeah.
I'm interested to see like, because he gets like questioned by the government. I'm assuming it's the government
It's the Hunter
about the
organization.
Second Life.
Yeah, Second
Yeah,
Awakening.
whatever. That's I want to see how that ties into
Yeah.
the whole thing.
So, one of the things
It's literally is it just a zero to hero story?
that's what it sounds like. Yeah. And Adam told me that the arc that's coming up, Greg, if you're caught up, you've seen the last episode, maybe.
No, I only made it to 5.
Okay, so the second to last episode, because the newest episode was just a recap of everything so far. He enters something, and Adam said it's one of his favorite arcs, so it should be really awesome to
Nice.
see.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna finish it. It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this one, in contrast to the other two, does have the gore and the viciousness, which I'm kind of tired of right now in anime. It seems like that's the trend, is to make everything super gory and super like, are they gonna die? So in contrast to that, we had Blue Exorcist, which is about this kid with demon powers. What'd you guys think about that one?
It started off.
That's the one where he can like modify the powers to an extent.
No, that's fantasy.
Moonlit. Okay, we can go
okay.
to Moonlit Fantasy if you want instead. No, we're gonna stay on Blue Exorcist.
Yeah.
Blue
Yeah,
Exorcist
be the
is
host.
the modern
Stay on
day-
Blue Exorcist.
Stay with your convictions, Tim.
Yeah, thank you, Devin. And
You're
also,
welcome.
Blue Exorcist came out in 2011. By the way, the first season.
Yeah.
That episode
Oh,
you
that's
guys
old.
watched was April 2011, and then the third season just came out in 2024.
Damn.
Yeah.
Why the big leap? Does it?
Well,
why
the
sooner?
second season didn't even come out till 2017, so I think that they weren't even going to give it a second season, except that they had like one of those all the fans called for it moments.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it started off pretty interesting, but I don't know. It didn't keep my attention. And I don't know, maybe if I had watched like another episode, I would have maybe been interested. But this one, the first episode did not catch my attention.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying.
So-
Like the first episodes were boring. I rewatched Blue Exorcist after I told you guys to, and I was like, I should have had them watch the first 3 because in the 3rd episode they explain that he's Satan's son, and then it starts to actually get interesting.
They explained it in the first.
Oh, did
No, they mentioned it in the first episode.
Something happens in the 3rd that I was like, oh, now it's getting interesting.
I guess how he is this because in the first episode, the priest guy, he says
He's like, "You're not human.
yeah,
You're Satan's son."
Yeah, the reason why you can see these little bugs flying around is because you're a devil. And so, but I don't know. It just didn't seem super interesting to me. So I could probably take or leave this one.
So at the end of the first
That was
episode,
probably my least favorite too.
Remind me, it's right after he beats up the bully, right? And then the priest shows up and he's like, "You're the devil's son," and that's the end of it.
Well, the bully is possessed by a demon.
Yeah,
and he can see it, and so
at the beginning of the second episode, they're running from a bunch of demons. And they hide inside the church, and then the church gets attacked, and then, that's a little bit more exciting. But in the 3rd episode, oh man, something happens,
and that something is great.
Yeah.
Are you guys actually gonna watch any more of Blue Exorcist?
Probably not.
Give us a hook if you can to bring us back.
Yeah, tell us what happens in the 3rd episode. Let's see if you can bring us.
Well,
to
no,
watch it.
don't tell us the details. Just what's something that's hooked you into the show that you.
Yeah.
You want to sort of describe or
what do you like about the show?
Oh man, so much. I think I do like.
It's the only church he goes to.
Yeah, it's how I learned about God.
I was saved during the first episode. Baptized.
Honestly, I watched it initially because I had nothing else to watch. And then I just finished it because of fear of missing out and sunk cost fallacy, me thinking that I would waste my time if I didn't complete it.
FOMO's real. Don't let anyone tell you different.
Yeah. Also, it did get pretty big hype back in the day, which is why it got its 2nd season eventually. And
what day?
The day, 2011. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
it did have those 2011 graphics.
I would say that it doesn't even have like really interesting fight scenes. It's the typical boring anime fight where you don't even see it's not like Demon Slayer or anything. So I really can't say anything to draw you back in, except that it has interesting plot twists in it. Yeah.
Okay. He's the son of God.
Oh, half god, half devil.
Tim's like, how did you know? You don't even have to watch it anymore. That's how it ends.
So I can't actually draw you back into it because I'm not that big into it. I don't even think I'm going to finish the 3rd season.
Wow.
I know.
You just wanted us to suffer with you.
Yeah. Well, I was wondering. I was interested. I mean, because they do like the holy verses, and it's like a modern day interpretation of exorcists or something.
Yeah.
It is an interesting concept.
Tim really just wanted to see if your FOMO would match his FOMO and make you watch the rest of it.
To kind of backtrack, Blue Exorcist and even Moonlit Fantasy, they are really anime. Like, how they always make the faces and like the over exaggerated animation.
Yeah.
I appreciated Solo Leveling not doing that.
Yeah, they lean heavily into cliches and archetypes.
Could you imagine the crazy animation in Attack on Titan? It just wouldn't work. And I don't know, but I just appreciated Solo Leveling not following suit.
You say that, but I would categorize Solo Leveling and Attack on Titan as similar animes. Not like Titans, but the style and the way that. Yeah. Oh, you would? Oh, okay, my bad.
I agree. Oh. No, yeah, I agree.
He's saying the fact that Attack on Titan doesn't do the weird faces and stuff.
I appreciate. I was saying, what if they did?
Oh, oh, gotcha. I get you now. Gotcha.
Like the Beast Titan doing the weeboo eyes and like the ooh senpai and all that kind of stuff. So
That would be hilarious.
yeah.
But yeah,
Seems like I'd rewatch that series.
um, I lost my train of
What was
thought. Yeah, I would say definitely in contrast to Solo Leveling, Blue Exorcist and Moonlit Fantasy are different.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you guys think about Moonlit Fantasy? I chose that one because it's similar in kind of style to Blue Exorcist, but it was also, to me, it's a lot more comedic. I think it's a lot funnier
Yeah.
of an anime.
I think you chose 3 really good animes because they're each different in the realm of anime, I guess is what it would be.
But they also
Mhm.
felt very similar too.
Like there's one that's just completely silly, anime boobies out the wazoo. Another one where it's like typical, just like fighting and all that stuff, and then another one that's like kind of serious, dark, like bloody and all that stuff. So
Edgy.
I commend you, Tim, for choosing 3 really good animes. That being said,
Where's the
where
harem?
I know I wanted more harem and boobies. In
Watch more
Moonlit
Moonlit Fantasy if that's what you're into.
There's more.
Yeah, there's more. Yeah, there's more.
Yeah.
Greg, there's more.
In fact,
You're
y'all just
nudging, you're nudging your girlfriend.
yeah,
Are
y'all
you
just keep
awake?
talking. Y'all just keep talking. I'm going to be watching.
um,
I'm gonna fast forward to all the spicy bits.
one of the things
Yeah,
that drew me into
all the
Moonlit
time.
Fantasy is, you know how like in the first like 2 or 3 minutes the character goes to the other world and is met by the other goddess, and
Yeah.
immediately she's like, "You're gonna be the hero." Oh, gross! You're so ugly. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, that's me."
Tim, I have a question.
Yeah,
The
Are you the
first
god of
god,
ugliness?
the first god he meets,
yeah.
is that god voiced by the same person who voices Whis in Dragon Ball Super? That's the first thing I heard. Was it's like a slightly lower toned Whis?
Maybe. I haven't been watching Dragon Ball Super recently, so it could be.
Yeah.
Why
Nice.
didn't you just
We
look
said
it up?
no.
Why don't you just here?
I don't know, because that feels like a whole lot of
All right, here. I got you.
my time. I don't like to Google things. I like to make
IMDb.
other people Google things.
Clearly.
IMDb.com. Hey, we got this, Devin. Suki.
Anyways, but
Yeah.
Moonlit Fantasy was really interesting. I thought I agree with you. It was very funny. He's like a Joe everybody kind of thrown into an anime adventure, and it could be really good. The first episode did grip me, but I didn't really feel like watching another episode. So really, the only anime that didn't grip me was Blue Exorcist. But Moonlit Fantasy was very very good. I enjoyed it, and I probably after I finish Solo Leveling, I'll probably go back and finish Moonlit Fantasy.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen the new season of that yet. I've been rewatching the first season, and I'm just like, oh, yes, that's so stupid. Animes are dumb.
Classic.
Yeah. I would categorize that in the same kind of vein as Oran High School Host Club. I made you guys watch that, right?
I think
Yes.
so.
Where it's like making fun of the stereotypes of animes.
I think
Mhm.
yeah, I think you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would categorize that close to there, but then also a isekai.
Anyways,
Yeah.
to avoid the drop in the episode,
Yeah.
let's. I don't know. Like I thought it was really fun. I was confused why the dragon at the end of the first episode was talking, and it was a male's voice, but he turned into a girl.
Yeah.
So, like, I was gonna ask you, are all of the characters he interacts with going to be women?
Yes. Pretty much.
Okay.
They're going to be a bunch of men, but they're not going to stay with them.
Mainly women.
Yeah, it's
mainly.
going to be his primary people are going to be women. Yeah, with big boobs. With the
Yeah.
big
Greg's like,
old knockers. And in like episode 2 or 3, you'll get another one. Yeah.
Nice.
Noise.
Noise.
So cool.
This is gonna be so sweet.
If you can guess what monster he transforms into a woman, I'll give you $100 right now.
what monster he transforms
Yeah,
into.
because you know how like
So
when
the
he
su-
makes a contract with the
succubus?
dragon,
Yeah.
it turns him into a woman, a human woman. So when he
So he
makes a
turns-
contract with the second person, what do you think they are? It is not a succubus, by the way, football.
Is it the pig?
Dude.
Is it the pig lady?
No, it's not, and that's an orc.
Oh, ugh,
Ah.
That pig was an orc?
Yeah,
More
they
like
say
orc.
it, don't they?
I thought it was a pig.
It was a orc.
I thought the orcs were the blue
Orc.
thing, the blue one horn things that they
I got you, Reed.
beat up.
You don't even know the you never even watched the show.
Yeah, what the
did
hell,
you?
Devin?
No, I was talking to you.
Oh, me?
Because I thought she was like, it's hard because I don't speak. I'm not good at orc
Okay.
language.
Let me pull up Emma, because that's the girl's name.
The pig. Okay. Anyways,
I know I liked it. I liked it. I might watch more of it. It just depends.
One of the first characters people are introduced to in Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy is Emma, a run-of-the-mill Highland orc.
well, it didn't.
Dumb. Is that
I-
from
I-
Wikipedia?
No, it's from Google.
I have a
Is that a
question.
jewel?
I have a question for you, Tim.
Yeah.
Is it hard whenever like you watch animes? Like to
Are you hard when you watch anime?
no,
100%.
no, or, like the names and stuff. Like you're just rattling off Titsamichu, Boohoo, and all that stuff. Like, is it like whenever you see an anime, do you know what it is?
No,
Like how to pronounce it?
not at all. I don't even know
It's
if I'm saying
homework.
this right. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong.
You're just so fluent, Tim.
Yeah, it sounds professional,
Oh,
and so that's
thanks.
why I had to ask. I was like, something he's born with.
I mean, Greg made up a quick, good one.
Yeah.
Titty Michi Fufu. Is that what you said?
I'm a god. So,
Anyway, other than the comedic bit with the goddess at the beginning of that first episode, were there any other parts that drew you guys into Tsukimichi Fantasy or Moonlit Fantasy? No,
I like-
freaking lost. Alright.
I really
liked-
liked the guy's delivery. Like whenever he like gets like kind of almost talking in his own mind, he has like different levels. So his line delivery was really good, and like he could just be a stereotypical, just like I'm an anime character, but he's like it's like what I said. He's a Joe everybody. He's like if Tim was thrown into this world, it's how I figured he would be.
Except I wouldn't be
I-
called ugly, right, Greg?
No, of course not.
Okay.
You'd have all the powers.
Oh, yes.
I liked. I don't know the fact that he was able to mold the magic into whatever it is he needed it to be, like the bow and arrow and stuff. I thought that was
Right.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like to see what he can do with more abilities than just palm fire.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you guys have any complaints about Moonlit Fantasy? And then we'll go back to the other ones because I forgot to ask about that.
More booby.
Yes. More booby.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just
Tim
really
is
had,
singular. Just
really
more
the
singular.
only anime I had complaints with were Blue Exorcist.
Oh.
I don't know, maybe like now that I know it's like a 20 like a not 20 no
An
like a
old
10-year-old
one?
yeah a 10-year-old anime. Like I kind of forgive it a little bit, but I don't know. It just didn't like bring me in. So like that was the only one I had a complaint with. But everything else, I could see myself continuing watching.
In the final Moonlight Fantasy, whatever it's called, I think I had issue with the fact that it almost felt like Fantasy One Punch Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he just like felt like for being not even level 1, if I understood correctly,
He was level 1.
he was super powerful.
Yeah. I would say that's a common trope amongst a lot of animes, especially isekais. They start off with this random ass power that makes them really strong and super buff and grow faster than everybody else. Yeah.
Like Naruto.
Yeah. Because he can use the shadow clones to do all his training for him, and it's like he trained 12 times as hard. Yeah.
I got you. That's one anime series I've watched all of.
You know what? Gold star for Devin.
Yeah,
Everyone else, get it together. You said that you had a complaint about Blue Exorcist, Greg. What was it? Just that it was slow, boring?
It was really slow. Didn't really care. Like, I feel like I've seen this kind of story told out in several different little animes that I've never seen, and all that kind of, like, it's just kind of like, boy has hard life, boy gets powers, boy is important, he is now main character, and so it's just like, okay, great.
It was almost like, even if you weren't told that he was the son of the devil, like, you could have guessed it on your own. You knew subconsciously.
Okay.
Yeah, like something's off.
It was predictable.
But, yeah,
I would say all of it's fairly predictable. None of you guys are planning on watching the entire season, right?
God, no.
probably not.
Okay. Someone try and guess how the season ends. If it's predictable.
That bully, it's...
The first
Is
season?
it the brother? I feel like it's the brother.
What's the brother?
It's like one is born a demon. He's born
The one
of a
that goes
demon,
off to
and his brother is born of
get
like
the
a
job.
god, and they gotta fight each other.
That's actually kind of close. That is kind of close. So the brother wasn't born with the demon powers like Reen was. And later on in the series, or in the season, you see him start to develop demon powers, and then their grandfather comes into the mix. And then guess what the grandfather does? Since it's so predictable. Greg, your turn.
He has
Blows
demon
him.
powers.
He blows them, right?
No, he doesn't. No, the grandfather then pits the two brothers against each other so he can open the gates to hell. What? Oh my god, plot twist. And then, guess what happens after the gates to hell are opened?
They team up.
They go to hell.
You guess, Reed. You know nothing about this. You guess.
When the gates open to hell.
Yeah.
Is this the first season?
Yeah, this
of the
is
show?
the first season.
Demons escape from hell.
Okay.
And then the brothers team up and be like, well, now we got to take care of all these demons.
That's really close. The devil takes possession of the brother. Whoa, another plot twist. Crazy.
And he sends him to the first level of hell, which is just
An Olive Garden.
mashed potatoes covered in
An
ketchup.
Olive Garden with no bathroom.
No. I don't know. It just didn't seem,
Yeah.
compared to the other two, it's not something I'm going to continue.
Yeah. I'll give you.
And-
I'll Venmo you $5 right now, Greg, if you remember the father's name in the first episode.
I was like, Satan.
Damn, he's just trying to give you away money.
What was that?
Did he
Blue
meet
Exorcist? In Blue Exorcist?
Yeah, in Blue Exorcist. Yeah, the father's name.
Satan.
Hang on.
Hang on. Father?
Nope, Devin. I'll Venmo you $10 if you get it.
Because he's a priest.
Yeah, Satan.
No.
Technically, that is his father.
I'm talking
is
about
Satan.
the father, the priest father, Devin.
That's not what you said. You said his father.
Flippo, you want to
$10.
Gary.
Gary.
Flippo got it. Father Gary.
Is it really?
Flippo,
he did.
freaking, like Flippo's over here, like texting, like, what is it?
It's Shiro.
Renzio?
Shiro.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna give you guys money, but I guess you.
Like a
guys-
stupid hero.
I know his last
Stupid
name.
hero?
What's his last name?
O'Malley.
Aquamora.
O'Shaughnessy. Yeah.
All right.
Aquamora.
Aquamora. Okay. Anyway, final thoughts. We'll start with Reed. Did any of these?
Wait, we
sound
didn't get to
appealing?
talk about our complaints for the first one.
Oh yeah, did you guys have complaints for solo leveling?
That whole first scene.
Oh, the
Oh, no.
island. Yeah,
No problem.
Does that happen more often, or is it just that one time?
it's that one time. I think they were trying to set, that there is a huge power gap between different adventurers or hunters.
Gotcha.
We're
Okay.
setting the tone.
So explain your complaint there, Devin, for those of us that haven't watched it.
So the first scene, you see a bunch of like knights in armor show up, and they're like, and they're fighting a bunch of big old red ants, and they're like getting their butt kicked, and they're like, "Oh no, oh no, oh no," and they're like, "Oh, don't worry, the S rank hunters will be here soon." And then like 3 show up and they take out the whole horde of things and save the people. And then it like flashes back, and now you're like you see all these people in like modern clothes. This dude's got a knife. They're walking places, and it's like I don't understand
That's a dumb
what
complaint
this had to do with
because
anything else.
They explain it. It's just setting up the world. It's showing
Set up the world. Set up the world in a better way. That setup was dumb.
It was just
it's literally called a scene change. Like
it had nothing to do with anything. It didn't have any of the main characters in it. It had nothing.
They were explaining the different ranks of fighters to show.
Yeah,
that, like,
but like when they do that, they didn't even have that S-class chick that like beat up the robber and stuff. It wasn't even her that was there. Like there was no link.
Yeah, but it looks like she's like doing her own thing. Either like she's like tired of being a hunter or something and trying to live an extra life.
Why can't I have my opinion? Why can't I have my opinion, Greg?
Because it's wrong, and
you're wrong.
You need to pay attention to the.
I did pay attention. It didn't feel like it was like it had no purpose. I could have put a better scene there that went better with the show.
Okay.
That's like you're watching. That's like you're watching Spider-Man. You're just like, how come Spider-Man's not in this scene? Like it doesn't make any sense. It's because it's a different scene.
Yeah, and I get that, but it felt like an entirely different time period. That's the problem.
That's a good complaint. Great complaint, Devin. Love
Thanks,
it.
Tim.
Flippo,
Greg,
did you have any?
Eat a bag of dicks.
No, not really.
Okay.
Friendship over.
I couldn't get a grasp on
the first scene.
Blue Exorcist.
Blue Exorcist. I want to say it's Blue Exorcist.
Yeah.
That's the one with the Satan guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just couldn't get into that one.
Okay.
So
I feel like every episode you're laying down, Flippo.
He's like half asleep.
Yeah, like you're just like curled up in your bed.
No,
like, oh no,
I'm sitting in my chair. Thank you very much.
Well, so Devin said he could write a better first scene for solo leveling. Well, give us a quick one, real quick.
I haven't seen enough of the show, but I know that I could if I watched more of it. What?
30 seconds or less. Go.
Oh
now.
God!
Don't think. No.
Can I do it next time?
No. All right. That's gonna take us to final thoughts. Reed, are you interested in any of these shows?
I mean, y'all definitely sound excited about solo leveling, so I might check that one out. And then y'all say Moonlit Fantasy sounds interesting, so I might check that one out too. It sounds like across the board is just thumbs down on Blue Exorcist, so yeah, I think there's going to be a pass on that one. But apparently, solo leveling sounds worth it at least.
Yeah. Heads up,
except for the first scene.
If you go into Moonlit Fantasy expecting it to be super serious, you're not gonna like it. It's just goofy. Don't take it serious at all.
Oh, I mean that's me in a nutshell as well.
That's what Delicious in Dungeon is.
Maybe I should watch
it. A little bit.
All right, Devin. What about your final thoughts?
Despite that atrocious first scene, I still like Solo Leveling was probably the best one that I watched. I would watch more of it. The fantasy one, it's up in the air. I could, but I don't feel like I would miss anything if I didn't. And the Exorcism one was, I had a hard time even paying attention to it. It just didn't catch my attention.
Yeah. What would you rate?
Delicious in Dungeon.
All together, all 3 first episodes of those 3 animes. What would you rate?
Am I ranking them all 3 together, or like
all 3 together? All 3 together.
Like capes wise?
Yeah.
I'd give it a 6.
6 capes.
Solo leveling is probably carrying it pretty hard there.
Yeah.
It did. It did, but also Exorcist dragged it down quite a bit, so it kind of balanced out.
What about you, Flippo?
I'd give it 7.
7. Final thoughts?
I'll at least finish Solo Leveling.
Okay.
And you said that has 3 seasons?
Solo Leveling. This is its first season, and they're still going. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
We're going
They
strong,
only
baby.
have like 6 or 7 episodes out right now.
Okay, cool.
Final thoughts, Greg.
Solo Leveling had probably the best first scene I've ever seen in any piece of media.
I'm gonna kill you next time I see you.
Oh, was it
I'm
better
gonna
than
take
Hubie
your shirt.
Halloween?
Might be. No, I'm just saying. All right. Well, Solo Leveling is definitely the better of the 3. It was compelling. I'm very interested in finishing it, and yeah, the rest of them. Moonlit was fun enough where I could see myself continue watching it. I have no interest in Blue Exorcist. Nothing against the anime. If you like the anime, good for you. It just didn't grip me, or from the sounds of it, any of us here. But I don't know. If I had to rank them all together, I'll probably agree with Flippo and give it a 7.
Okay. And I would say good job on you guys watching those anime episodes, except for Reed. I'm always really surprised when you guys do it. I'm always like, they're not going to do it, and it's just going to be pretty,
I think we enjoy doing it.
That's how I feel every week. I'm just like, who's not gonna watch this?
Who did the homework? Yeah.
Yeah, like who's gonna do this? Am I watching this alone? Yeah.
So Tim, let's hear your final thoughts on the ones you assigned.
What did you think we would like, and what did you think we wouldn't like?
I thought...
Yeah, that's a good question.
I thought you guys would like Solo Leveling. I didn't think you guys would like the other 2. Mostly because you didn't like Ouran High School Host Club, which I, again, would put Moonlit Fantasy in the same vein as like they're just making fun. It's meant to parody other animes and just copy the tropes and stereotypes of other animes.
Ironically,
Yeah.
Well, here's what I would say about that though: is like I watched One Punch Man and I liked One Punch Man, and I feel like that. But I don't feel like that's like the high school one. I didn't even feel like the fantasy one was like the high school one. I feel like it was because of the high school one made fun of them. But I think it was also like there was no action, there was no this. It was just like
that's what
lovey-dovey.
I was gonna say that it was probably because there is no action, and you're probably drawn to the action. What's up, Reed?
So you're saying they're like in the same category, but they're like 2 different things. They're both parodies. Yeah. Is that what you're saying? Dan?
They're both parodying. Oh my God. Gotcha, Reed. Gotcha. Yeah, and One Punch Man I would throw into that same vein too, because he makes fun of all the... I mean, that anime makes fun of all the tropes of all the super powerful main characters all the time, and then the senpai type of relationship that they push on Genos and him. But yeah, I didn't think that you guys would be interested in those other 2. Blue Exorcist, I was just really interested to... I was interested that it got a 3rd season. And it's an exclusive on Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll has a lot of good anime on it, so
it's only on Crunchyroll?
Yeah, right now. I'm sure it'll open up to other places. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, again, I thought you guys would maybe enjoy Solo Leveling.
No, I thoroughly enjoyed it. That was a great recommendation, Tim.
First 15 seconds.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's okay if you say no. Do me and Reed get a second to kind of convince you guys on why you should watch Delicious in Dungeon?
Oh,
No.
yeah, go ahead.
It's on my list to watch.
Yeah. We're going to have to...
Reed, since you didn't watch these ones, do you want to take it? Do you want to start with it?
Sure. So yeah, it's a fun take on Dungeons and Dragons. It kind of follows the adventure book of the Mad Mage. So this mage cursed a city and put it underground. So people travel from topside, go downward from, level 1 is really, like -1 to -2. And so a group of adventurers get down there. It starts you off, they're fighting a red dragon. One of their companions gets eaten by this red dragon, and then they somehow are teleported out of the dungeon. Oh, because the last act of the
sister.
Yeah, the last act of the sister that was being eaten by the dragon teleports them out.
And they get teleported without any of their gear. Or without all like the extra gear that they had, just the stuff on their backs.
Yeah. And so now to get down there, to get back and save the sister, they're saying that the sister is sitting in the digestive system of this dragon. The dragon is slowly going back to sleep and will slowly digest the sister, so they have a chance to save her. But they don't have money to do all that, and so to save money, they're going to get the monsters that they kill in the dungeon. So it's fun. They experiment, they find things out, they find different kinds of monsters. Hey, it tastes like this, or if you cook it this way, you get this sort of taste and stuff like that.
And it's silly because like some of the characters are like, I don't want to eat the monster, and they eat it anyway, and
it's a little overdone.
Yeah,
and I roll my eyes at it.
The knight, right? The like paladin knight guy. He's like he is interested. He wants to eat monsters. He's got a whole book about it.
Yeah, it was his suggestion, and they're all just like, "You just want to eat monsters, don't you?" He's like, "Maybe," you know.
They also use like traps to cook the stuff that they come across. So,
okay, all right, I might watch it. I don't have Netflix, so maybe one day. Greg, did that entice you to watch the show?
No, I could not have cared less.
Greg's still upset about that first scene in Solo Leveling.
No, it had nothing to do with their explanation. Just genuinely the show. It doesn't sound like something I'd care to watch.
All right,
it was told beautifully.
Yeah, it was already on my list to watch. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Okay. Well then, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys for joining us today with the Cape Complainers.
Don't forget to like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
And make sure to check out our YouTube channel and our Twitch stream where we are streaming on Sunday nights.
And I read.
Join us every week. You can listen to our show live. If you want to see Tim in a shirtless little or a sleeveless shirt, you can stop by and enjoy my little
baby
here.
A man bra.
Yeah, and don't forget that nobody complains like a fan. Stay good out there, everybody. Be nice to each other.
Bye.
Bye.
Chocolate sauce.